Okay guys, this is part 4, if I count correctly, of my emergency car preparedness kit. Not my emergency car. Oh man, I should have thought before I named these videos. It's my main car. It's my preparedness kit for emergencies in that car. Okay. So I said that, so don't bring it up in the comments. Alright. These are just a couple of little add-on items. A couple of them, this little box here and this pouch still kind of underneath the seats, okay, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. These two kind of fit, you know, the East German bags kind of fit into the footwells, and these kind of fit into nooks and crannies around them without really coming up into the main cargo area of the car. Okay, and so just to give you a little overview of what they are before we start opening them up. This is not a first aid kit, okay? I tried to peel that label off but didn't want to come off to try harder. This is a real quickie kind of emergency. This is a supplement to the food kit. Some more of that coffee mix, oatmeal pouches, and cocoa, basically breakfast. So you can make basically like a couple of days of full meals, you know, breakfast, snack, and dinner basically for a couple days between that and the other stuff. Okay, this is another cook kit. I have the British BCB Crusader system, which is a fairly decent minimalist system. This is one of the Swedish military, my last of the stainless steel ones I keep in the car. We're going to open that up and take a look at that. It's a first aid kit. It's basically been doctored a little bit by me. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not going to pause the video to go into this, but let's just take a quick gander inside. You know, this is kind of the first aid kit that I would go to grab. You know, it's got a lot of the stuff, you know, that you deal with a basic situation. I've added some things. I've added some nicer tape to it here. I've added the bug spray, the afterbite, some over-the-counter medications. Over-the-counter medications in their original packaging. There's some, there's some more ibuprofen down there, and there's some aspirin down there. Some glucose, in case anyone has a diabetic episode and doesn't have their own glucose, which sounds ridiculous, but I've been in that situation before. Had a woman working with us, and she would just get all loopy, and she just forgot to bring her glucose with her. So she's sitting there working, and she's starting to get kind of loopy and kind of goofing around, and it's like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I forgot my glucose. Like, really? This is important stuff. You know, if you have that condition, you got to manage it. I don't have it, but if you did, you got to manage it. So I've added some, you know, some more substantial pads, and between, you know, there's just general boo-boo stuff in here. Cold compress is a good kind of place. Oh, and some anti-diarrheal pills. You know, I think I've got some of these potable aqua tablets in here, kind of out of place, but you know, you could conceivably find a use for them. So basically, this is the initial first aid kit. If somebody needs a kit, rather than digging into the trauma kit that I have, the one like that one, rather than digging into that, that's not really a trauma kit, but you know, that's for more serious injuries than pretty much what this is designed for. This is really a boo-boo kit. Comes in handy anytime you're around kids. This container claims to be waterproof. I really don't have that much faith in it, but you know. And then the last thing is this, is something I picked up at Walmart, the Orion emergency kit. Basically, this is a flare kit, and I have this within reach. Down in that storage compartment, there are flares, there are jumper cables, but there are flares and jumper cables in this kit as well. That is kind of a redundancy, but you know, that area in my car is kind of difficult to access when there's equipment in it. So being able to grab this has already come in handy once this season with a coworker whose car had a dead battery. I was able to just grab this, and I might have been, you know, I hate to say it, Brad, but I might have been inclined to say, oh, sorry, gotta go, call AAA. But you know, because I'm a dick to work with, I guess. Anyway, let me pause this, and I'm going to open both of these two up for a closer look. So basically, I've made a couple additions to this kit. It's about $40 at Walmart. Walmart's kind of weird in my area because I can either go to the Olean Walmart, which is in New York State, or the Bradford Walmart, which is in Pennsylvania. And it's kind of a different world. You think all Walmarts are the same, but living so close to two of them, you really see the differences. There's certain things you can get at one store and not the others. And this is a perfect example. The New York store sells road flares. The Pennsylvania store does not sell road flares. And I don't know why that is. It might be a Department of Transportation rule in Pennsylvania. Something about these, you know, if as hazardous material, I'm not sure what the rationale is. Or it just could be a different decision maker in a different office for Walmart deciding, oh, well, you sell this stuff and you sell this stuff. I have no idea how that works. But in the Olean store, you can pick up these for $40, and they come with 3 of these 20-minute flares. And this is one of those triangles, reflector triangles, like you see the truckers sometimes have. Okay, so this would be something that would, you know, last 20 minutes, and then you'd have this. I've added, because you can buy supplemental road flares, I've added 3 more 15-minute road flares. And in that storage compartment in my car, there is another pouch of these, at least one more pouch of the 15-minute flares. Maybe 2. I don't know. I am kind of a pirate because, you know, obviously this is going to be used for its intended purpose in an emergency situation on the roads. Okay, but it can also be used for many other situations, just general signaling. It can be used as a fire starter. So I've added those. It comes with this is a first aid kit that comes with it. I haven't really added or subtracted anything to this. It's just a sealed little thing. These are the contents. Okay, just a pretty basic little first aid kit. You know, it's kind of redundant. You know, you got something like this sitting here. You know, so like I said, I think it's like 3 first aid kits between this one, and in one of the other kits I have one of these military IFAKs. Okay, so there's that. I haven't really done much with that at all. Notice that these little kits, you're not seeing as many OTC medications in them anymore. I don't know why. Okay, then this pouch, you got kind of like some disaster stuff. It's actually kind of a microcosm of the other kit. You know, you could see like, hey, make a $40 version. You got one of these self-inflating shop cloths. I don't know. I think that's kind of gimmicky. One of the emergency ponchos. So a safety vest, which is good, and a Mylar blanket, which is good. This was pretty interesting. Hang on a second. It's just a cheap little, like Leatherman style multi-tool. I thought that was interesting. Okay, and then coming over here, these leather work gloves, my edition. It came with a little chintzy plastic flashlight, which I replaced with one of my 2D mag lights. Their flashlight took D batteries, so I just left their batteries there. A little glow stick, which I'm about to give to my daughter as a toy, and some jumper cables. So that's a neat little kit for $40, I thought. And hang on a second. So I don't keep the bungee cord on it. I just keep it as like kind of a place to store the bungee cord, and also I really don't trust this zipper because it's really holding the whole thing together. I've added some stuff. Another thing I kind of like about this is it's got Velcro down here on the bottom, which means if you got a carpeted floor in your car, you set it down and it kind of stays there, which is kind of a cool little innovation. Alright, I'm going to get this thing out here. Hang on a second. So inside the nylon bag that stows under the passenger seat, we have this, which is a complete 4-piece, well, I don't have the fuel bottle in there, but you got the windscreen, you got the big pot, you got the little pot / lid, stainless steel, pretty rough looking on the outside, right? But the great thing about these is the stainless steel is really nice stainless steel. It's real heavy duty. And I managed to fit that in here. I managed to fit the burner. Got one of the Trangia burners. I got 3 bottles of fuel. Found this mug. It's just an enamelware mug that has a lid, which I thought was interesting. So I picked up a couple of those. They were like $3 at a local hardware store. Another one of these things. Okay, soap. 3 little uses of soap sponges. So yeah, this is a more robust water boiling, you know, cooking capability type setup. And that goes in there. So I think we're getting close to covering everything that goes in the passenger compartment, let's say, of the car. Yeah, these 3 things, like I said, just kind of fit around, kind of nest in, and they just add to the capability that I have. They add to that BCB cook set, which is a good minimalist cook set. This is just a little bit better. Lighter, you know, some matches. And that is basically it for that. Wait. Alright. Whoop. Hey, look up here. Psst. Via. Hey kid. Bye-bye. That's pretty much what glow sticks are useful for. Bye-bye.